Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's pre-conference workshop of the 17th. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's pre-conference workshop of the 17th KDU International Research Conference, organized by the Faculty of Computing. Our session today revolves around a topic that is both timely and thought-provoking. Will AI replace software engineering professionals? Before we dive into this exciting discussion, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speakers for the day. We are also fortunate to have Dr. Pradeep as our moderator today, who will be guiding this important discussion. I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you joining us virtually from different locations. Your participation truly reflects the global interest in understanding AI's future in software engineering. Without further ado, I'll now hand over to Dr. Pradeep to begin the session. Thank you.
I think there may be an issue from the doctor side. We'll give him a minute. And Doctor, you're on mute.
Right. Okay. I think there's a small connection error. Okay. I think now you can hear me.
Yes, we hear
Right.
you.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our panel discussion on will AI replace software engineering professional? So today we are diving into the topic that's both exciting and critical as we navigate the evolving landscape of the technology. So by the way, I am Pradeep, as introduced by Ms. Huvini, and I will be your moderator for this session. So we have a esteemed panel of experts who will help us explore the impact of AI on software engineering and discuss how professionals can adapt and thrive in this new era. So let me give time to moment to introduce our distinguished panelists first. First of all, we have Mr. Anura Adhikari. He's the Senior Manager of Employee Success at 99X. Anura is a seasoned professional with a wealth of experience in employee success and technology management. His current role focuses on enhancing employee engagement, but he is also known for his entrepreneurial spirit as the founder of Computing and his contribution as a senior technical lead at 99X Technology.
I think we have lost Doctor. We'll give him a couple of minutes. I'm not able to hear him. Anura, are you able to hear him by any chance?
Yeah, no, Jose. Yeah. Say.
Okay. It's probably having some difficulty, so please be patient, everyone. We'll give him a minute to join back in. Thanks.
Okay, I think now I'm more able to.
Yeah, now
Yes,
we can
we
hear
can.
you.
Yeah, okay. So next we move to our next panelist, that is Miss Erani Srikanta. She is the Director of Software Engineering at IFS with 15 years of experience in software engineering, including 7 years in leadership roles. Erani leads the R&D, automation, and AI/ML team at IFS. Her passion for AI and machine learning, combined with her deep technical expertise, makes her a visionary leader in the field of software engineering. She is dedicated to building and mentoring high-performing teams, and her insight will undoubtedly enrich our conversation today. Next, and finally, we are joined by Mr. Hussein Sankar. He is the Senior Principal Architect and Global Head of the 21 years of experience across technology and business operation, both in Sri Lanka and the USA. Hussein has extensive expertise in cloud computing, architecture, and large-scale project management. His career highlight includes leadership role at Eutronom and Siemens. And today, he is known for his ability to bridge technical expertise with strategic business growth. So the panel members, one is leadership and technical expert, another one is a good high-performing team leader, as well as a one good manager with the technical expertise with strategic business goals. So I think that this panel is the most suitable panel for the today's discussion. So dear all, thank you all for joining us today and lending your expertise in this important conversation. So now let's start the session. So we are here today to explore the key concern in the software industry, the evolving role of software engineering in the face of AI advancement. The kickoff of our discussion, I'd like to ask each of you to share your thoughts on the following main 3 questions. The first one is how AI currently impacts the software engineering profession. The second question is how does your organization deal with AI adaptation? The third one is what is your personal view on how AI will affect on the role of software engineers? So I invite all of you 3 to give a brief answer for this question. So I'll start with Mr. Andre, and then we move to the Erani, and finally Hussein. Mr. Andre, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Pradeep, and thank you very much for the introduction. Actually, it's really exciting to be here to discuss such an important and, the timely topic, especially the audience. If you are a student who are preparing to enter the tech world, this question probably would be very close to or be very relevant to you. So if we consider about the current impact of AI on job roles, so the rapid advancements in AI is transforming almost all the industries. Right? You take education, human resources, healthcare, finance, marketing, or you name it. Actually, it's everywhere. Right? It's very difficult to find out an industry that hasn't been impacted by AI. So that's the current reality for the moment, right? Now, when it comes to software engineering, things become more complex. The reason is AI has already begun a kind of a significantly transform the roles and the task of the software engineers. So that's the kind of a reason there. And the tools like GitHub Copilot, I think you know it about the ChatGPT. So those are helping developers to write code very fast, right? And get the suggestions or the snippets, or maybe the boilerplate code snippets. And on the other hand, writing unit tests. So likewise, even troubleshooting a bug as well. So all the tools are helping, right? Now, when it comes to 99x, our company, if we talk about the readiness for these challenges, with all these changes, like as a product engineering company, we are fully aligned with embracing these new technologies, or rather do more innovations on top of that. Right? For example, I'll give you a kind of a very quick, very high-level introduction about the platforms that we have developed. We have Optimax AI. So that's a transformative platform to identify the inefficiencies of traditional human-computer interaction, HCI patterns, and using power of generative AI, we can make AI accessible to everyone. So in simple word, for example, if we think about if you need to book a hotel in Nuvareli, right, for December 20th to 22nd. So then just think about the process that you need to go. So when you visit the booking website, that you have to click, various controls and the calendars or the filters, right, in order to complete this booking. So, however, with this Optimax AI platform, it's just a matter of saying your requirements in a plain text. So, likewise, we can discuss this further in the next sessions as well. And when it comes, that is related to platform readiness. And when it comes to developers, we have developed a tool called GitHub Copilot Analyzer. So that is just to measure the usage of the Copilot usage of a particular development team. So we have a kind of a dashboard in order to visualize what type of things suggested by the GitHub Copilot and what are the things accepted by the development team. That type of the statistics we can take from that tool. And when it comes to the QA department, right, we are developing another tool to identify like feature code mapping with the regression testing tools, right? We'll discuss that also later. Actually, a lot of things are happening. So as a kind of a product engineering company, we are directly working with the independent software vendors. So simply another software companies in Europe, right? They also acknowledging and accepting these efforts, and they are willing to adopt to these tools as well. Right? So finally, so in my view, the potential of AI to fully replace software engineers is unlikely in near future, right? But definitely there will be a kind of a shift in the roles of software engineers, right? So according to me, AI will not be a kind of a threat. It will be a tool, right? So mostly the future software engineers will work more closely with AI, delivering it as a, the powerful tool to enhance productivity and creativity. But still, that human touch will remain at the center of this innovation. So that's my view on this. Over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you, Andra. I think now we'll ask the same question from the Irani.
All right. Okay. So thank you, Dr. Pradeep, and thank you, everyone, and especially for KDU for inviting me and for the introduction as well. And this topic is really interesting. I mean, will AI replace software engineering professionals or humans in general? We talk about AI a lot these days, right? I mean, especially when that is in 2022 with the GPT, with the chat GPT. I mean, we all started talking about AI, but AI itself is not a new topic, right? I mean, if we look into the Turing test, I think that came like in 1940s or 1950s. So it's, I mean, as a concept, it has been there, bringing artificial intelligence. So that concept has been there, but why it matters now and why this topic is quite timely, I would say, because the factors have now aligned, because the computational power is very high these days with the, I cannot recall the fastest supercomputer, Frontier, I think. And then the ML algorithms. Now we have very complex and advanced algorithms as well. So algorithms have advanced and the computational power has caught up as well. So now we get to benefit from AI. So that's why we talk a lot about AI, which is very timely. And the impact of it for the software engineering, I think I would enter that like this, because we as software engineering professionals, what we do, I mean, we go through our development cycle, right? I mean, from the business requirement gathering, from there to designing, developing, testing, deploying, and then supporting. I mean, that full flow we go. And so to develop software solutions, right? With AI, what I see is that the process or how we develop software is also impacted, and also what we develop as software solutions also impacted. So two areas, mainly I see it in two areas: how we develop software and what we develop as software solutions. Both are impacted. I think Mr. Anura gave a good some good examples how the developer experience would be changing, right? I mean, with tools like GitHub Copilot, etc. And similarly, I mean, that is the developer experience, so how we develop software. And if we look into what we develop as software in enterprise space, I can say it is definitely changed, because now previously customers they are very happy in knowing, okay, how the company runs, right? But now they want to know more. They want to know, okay, how the company behaves in the future, how their cash flow would look like in future, how their sales would be forecasted, and if they bid for a certain thing, will they win or not? They want to know that in advance, right? If they have low chance of winning that bid, then they want to know, okay, what are the reasons that they need to work on in order to increase the chances. So now customers want more and more insights to take strategic decisions. So how we develop software impacted, what we develop as software also impacted. And a very good example, I mean, for me is, of course, the place I'm working, I mean, at IFS, because we create enterprise, or we develop enterprise software solutions, and we cater to 6 main industries. And now customers are more interested in having AI capabilities embedded into the product that we develop. So that's an area we focus. And similarly, how we build the software. Now, IFS as a company is also, I mean, it's a large company now. We employ like 6,000 plus employees. And we have formulated several different organizations that work on internal transformation of IFS, right? I mean, how we can be more efficient, more productive with how we develop our software. As an example, I mean, from the CEO onwards, if we are able to save like half an hour every day, right? As I mentioned, we are like a company of like 6,000 employees. If we save half an hour every day due to automation and AI capabilities, then that means we save 3,000 hours per day for the company. That means we get to produce more work of 3,000 hours every day. And that's a game changer. I mean, in this competitive landscape, that means we get to develop things and go to market faster, right? So, yeah, so that's my view on the impact on the AI on software engineering. It's going to impact how we do things and what we build. And I sort of agree with Mr. Anura's view on whether it will replace. Not really, because I think it's a very, very long shot. You guys may have heard of Devin AI. I mean, sort of a project that came up with a groundbreaking idea of replacing human software engineers, but it came and it went because the reality is actually different and it's very complex. So I would also agree to enhance what we do, and then we'll dive into more information afterwards.
Okay, thank you, Rani. Now, I think Hussein, so you may have some kind of idea. Hussein, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep, and thanks for inviting me here today. So, I mean, just looking at today's topic, right, for another discussion, will the AI replace software engineering professionals? So my personal response will be no. AI will not replace any software engineering professionals or any professionals for that matter. But having said that, we probably want to say that it is highly likely that a professional using AI could replace another professional who is not using AI, right? So there is a difference in, how the technology is being used and in what context it is being used. So that was one thing that I wanted to highlight. See, AI is already making a noticeable impact in the software engineering profession, right? Even at Virtusa, we see AI driving transformation in many aspects of the software development life cycle, particularly through the whole automation and augmentation process. There are many AI-driven tools that assist our engineers with code generation, error detection, and optimization, which is significantly reducing the time spent on a lot of repetitive tasks and allowing teams to focus on more strategic and creative elements like designing solutions or innovating new features. Of course, this shift requires engineers to continuously adapt and expand their skill sets, which is something that we are also emphasizing. So at Virtusa, as the global head of the AWS cloud practice and also as the head of the cloud and generative AI chapters in Virtusa Sri Lanka, I see AI being adopted not just as a tool, right, whether it is internal or whether it is the strategy that we are developing for our clients. So we have integrated AI into all our cloud solutions, our data analytics solutions, and digital transformation initiatives. By combining AI with our cloud expertise, we are able to deliver highly scalable and intelligent solutions for our clients. But we can't do this without investing heavily in upskilling our teams, right? Ensuring that they are proficient in leveraging AI to enhance the productivity rather than seeing it as a threat. So the focus is on complementing human intelligence with the AI capabilities. Now, personally, I believe AI will fundamentally reshape, not replace, the role of software engineers, right? The automation of certain tasks is anyway inevitable. But this also frees up the engineers to take on more complex and strategic challenges, such as orchestrating AI systems, ensuring the ethical use of AI, and developing creative solutions for clients where AI is embedded in the solution itself. So we are already seeing this shift, right? Engineers are moving from traditional coding roles to roles where they integrate and manage AI-driven systems. So in my view, the future of software engineering lies in a partnership between human engineers and AI, where each enhances the other's strengths. Over to you, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Sabir. I think that in the first round of questions, what I understood is actually that at the present the organizations are utilizing AI and they are ready for the AI and they are in the process of implementing different strategic moves on this AI. So as you three discussed regarding the same thing, it's not only a simple AI implementation, it is a developer experience enhancement, as well as how we should develop and what we should develop, it has impacted. And then finally, it's a strategic challenge. Strategic challenge, not only the individual, but also organization. And the interesting thing is today, the trend is customers are requesting some AI component for their software development. So with that, that is the present status of the organizations as you three described. So having explored how that AI is currently impacting the software engineering profession and how organizations are adapting, let's now focus on the crucial aspect of the navigating the AI landscape. So we have developed a couple of themes based on the questions we received. So the first theme is skill evolution and the adaptation. In the world where technology evolves rapidly, particularly with the integration of the AI, it is essential for software professionals to continuously adapt their skill set. To address this, I'd like to pose two important questions to you all panelists. The first question is, how can software professionals adapt and evolve their skills to remain relevant in the AI-driven industry? The other question is, what critical skills such as AI/ML development, automation, or human AI interaction, or whatever the new skill, should software engineers focus on? I'll start with the Irani for her insight for this question, and then we will hear Hussein and Andra then. So Irani, could you please share your thoughts on how software professionals can adapt their skills in this evolving landscape and highlight their critical skills that are essential for the engineers today? Over to Irani.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep, once again. Yes, and I mean, as software engineering professionals, we all want to stay relevant to the industry, right? And then with AI, are we challenged? I'm not sure. But what I would say is challenged in the sense this will be a great opportunity for all of us, right? I mean, doing software engineering professions, it's not just software engineers, right? I mean, we have BAs, QAs, UX, UX designers, and then DevOps engineers, security specialists, and those who are in the architects and the leadership roles, etc. So before I dive into what sort of skills that we may want to have in order to stay relevant in this AI landscape, is it possible for me to ask that question from the participants first, Dr. Pradeep? I mean, can I ask the audience? I think it would be really nice to see
Definitely, you can ask
what you
questions.
think. So, so those who are joining online, I mean, just please drop in the chat what comes to your mind first. I mean, there are several skills that would be needed, yes, but what comes to your mind first? I would like to pick the brains of the audience a little bit before we dive into details. Sasit Bandar says problem solving, prompt engineering. Good. Please keep them coming. I think we have an audience of 200 plus. Critical analysis, social engineering. Wow. Good thinking, guys. Will there be more? I'm seeing only 4. Creativity, there you go. Okay. I think this is a really nice mix of things, and I think this will go nicely with what I have in mind as well. So to stay relevant in a certain industry, now we are talking about AI here, right? So then we need to understand what AI brings to us as software engineering professions, right? With AI, one of the things that we aiming to do is to get to high productivity, automate repetitive tasks, and increase productivity. I mean, AI will make things better and faster, maintaining the same quality level. So that's what we are after building AI systems and incorporating AI capabilities into, how we do things. So if we think of AI project, and this is from my experience, and AI is actually a fusion of different disciplines, right? We first need to think of the data end, right? Because data is the lifeblood of AI systems or AI solutions. So there is this data engineering piece that comes into play. Where you extract data from different knowledge sources, maybe SQL, maybe no SQL, structured, unstructured, and then we need to clean, we need to process, right? And sometimes we need to enrich that data, extract, transform, and load, etc. So there is this data engineering piece that we start with. And then in the core, we have the data science experimentation, right? Where we try to, if we have good quality data, then we want to visualize that data, analyze data, and then, do exploratory data analysis, etc. Do statistical analysis, go into deep into data and find the relationship in between, right? So that is mainly with the traditional data science work. And then at the same time, we have this generative AI piece, right? Where we work a lot with large language models, so multimodality and mostly NLP related things and those frameworks like RAG and etc. Right? So we have that in the core. And after we have created ML models, we need to have those deployed as well. So there comes this ML ops piece, right? Where we deploy things, where we host those models, and then where we manage those models. And that is, in this era, it is mostly the cloud technologies that we use for that, right? So we have the data engineering piece, data science piece, and then the ML ops piece. And then all of this is wrapped, in my view, with software engineering principles, software engineering design principles, and the abstraction, the modularity, being performant, being security, everything. So this whole process is wrapped with software engineering process. So one of the main things I see here is, if we are to stay relevant in this time with the AI disrupting the whole industry, we need to have a good understanding about the fundamentals of this process, right? So now, the things I have mentioned here, you as students, I think those are already being covered in your curriculum, to some level. With regard to the data engineering piece, I think, you have database management systems and maybe looking into NoSQL databases, etc. That side of things. And then definitely, if it is not in the curriculum, you need to get a good overview on the fundamentals of AI and ML, right? What are the different ML algorithms, supervised, unsupervised, reinforcement, etc., etc., and some knowledge into deep learning and neural networks, those basics. And then probably you cover some cloud engineering topics in your curriculum. And of course, the wrapping up software engineering, right? You learn about different software engineering languages, maybe, C#, Java, especially Python, etc., right? And then other OP concepts, design principles, and design patterns, etc. So that's, I would say, that is the first thing. First, to stay relevant, we need to have a good footing on the technical fundamentals, right? Some may be covered from your curriculum, and if not, there are ample resources and materials out there in the internet, right? You don't actually have to pay for most of the things, because most of the things are freely available. If you look, you will find YouTube, and there are boot camps that you can register for, and even in there are educational platforms, right? Udemy, Coursera, and Simply Learn, etc. I mean, and then what else? You can listen to podcasts. There are LinkedIn courses as well, and you can subscribe to newsletters. I mean, there's a lot that is available freely for you to get a good technical footing. And at IFS, we work closely with Azure technologies. So I know, I mean, in Azure as well, there are certifications that you can obtain. I mean, you don't have to pay. You have to pay in order to get the certification, but in order to follow the course, you can do it free, right? There are fundamentals, data fundamentals, and then NLP, TensorFlow courses, etc. So there are a lot that if you look into, there's a lot of material that you can get hold of in order to get a very good technical footing in this subject, because that is important, right? Knowing the fundamentals, knowing the principles, knowing the concepts, right? Why? Because over this period, I mean, over the period, these technologies and tools will change, but the fundamentals, core concepts will remain, right? So I would say that's number one to stay relevant, the technical footing. And the other thing I'm seeing is, of course, the soft skills. Now, there are lots of soft skills that we can talk about, but it's really nice that there are some of the things mentioned in this list as well. Problem solving, critical analysis, social engineering, creativity. It's fantastic, right? So if I can say, I mean, one overarching soft skill, I would say it's the ability to learn, right? Because you will have to learn and research a lot of new things. So if you know how to learn, how to grab the required ones, then you will learn things quickly, and then you will be able to adapt, respond, and evolve properly, right? So a continuous learning is the, sort of the overarching soft skill. And if I go into some of the other soft skills, as you have mentioned here, problem solving and critical thinking, very important, right? Now, we talk about these traits, problem solving skill, the critical thinking skill, right? But what can you do to sharpen those skills, right? Don't just wait. I mean, if you now, for me, as someone who's there in the experience, who have been there in the industry for some of the years, from my experience, I know how to behave and how to action out certain things, because it comes from the experience. But for you guys, I mean, who are undergraduates, who maybe, joining the industry soon. So what can you do to sharpen this? If you look into again, there's a lot of very good materials that are out there in the internet. I mean, there are websites where you can take a very structured approach into problem solving and to sharpen your critical thinking with some exercises as well. So why not please give a try, right? To sharpen, because it is the engineering approach, it is the structured approach that will make you stay stable in this ever-changing environment, right? So I talked about the technical skills and the continuous learning, a little bit deep into problem solving and critical thinking. And the final aspect I would like to touch is the communication skills. Now, when I say communication, it's not just English, right? I mean, English is important, yes, because we are heading for a more global setup, yes. But it is the interpersonal networking. It is the understanding of who are your audience and what do they expect, right? Because in a corporate setup, there are technical people, there are functional people, right? So you need to communicate the proper manner so that they understand what you're trying to convey. That is the key to convince people, right? So set of soft skills and set of technical skills. So I would say those would be the ones that we all need to work on to stay relevant in this industry. I mean, in this time of industry. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Irani. I think Mr. Hussein, you also have a good idea regarding this question.
Yeah, I think Irani covered most of the important points. I agree completely with what I call lifelong learning, right? Basically, especially in the AI and Gen AI world, everything is changing so rapidly. Something you may have learned 3-6 months back might not be relevant anymore, right? So continuous and lifelong learning in this area is very important. And then, of course, even at Vertisa, we emphasize the whole balanced skill set, combining the technical AI/ML expertise with the soft skills like problem solving, critical thinking, ethical decision making, and so on, right? So that was spot on. One thing that I just wanted to add, in addition to those two areas, is that one thing that we have noticed, especially from the freshers, is that they rely a lot on the output that is given from the GPTs and the other tools, right? So there was a project that I had given to a few students who had just joined the company. And, obviously the first thing I told them was, you obviously don't need to write this from scratch. Use the help of the Gen AI coding assistant tools to help you, write the code faster. Unfortunately, what happens is the assumption is everything that is coming out from those tools is 100% accurate, which is not the case, right? In some cases. And therefore, it is important that while you rely on these tools, your core technical skills, whether it is software development, coding in a particular language, you are equally strong at that as well. So, this technology is not going to allow you to reduce your technical capabilities with the assumption that the tool will allow you to or bring that technical expertise to you. So some of the solutions and the code that was shown to me and then demoed obviously did not work because there was some minor issues in the code which they were unable to. Some of them were unable to identify. Again, because of the assumption that whatever code that is generated is 100% accurate. So while all of this is also important, it is also important that people don't take the output and the response immediately on face value, but also look at actually is it doing what I want it to, right? And therefore the technical expertise in their relevant areas should not get compromised. Thanks.
Okay, Chandra, I think you may have a chance.
Yeah. I think Irani and Hussein covered almost all the things related to this area, but I'd like to share one quote from Alvin Toffler. Yeah, let me share that with this chat. So Alvin Toffler mentioned the illiterate of 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Right? I think you can understand the concept behind that, right? So basically, we need to learn, so acquire new knowledge and the skills to stay up to date or to stay relevant, right? And at the same time, we need to unlearn, let go out or let go of the outdated knowledge. So I can remember now I've been in this industry for more than 20 years now. So we started with Clipper and DBase 3+ those days, right? So we need to unlearn those things, right? We need to be open for that as well. Right? If you are a kind of a Asia or the AWS related, the fully the hardcore DevOps engineer, then let it try to unlearn as well, right? Let it ready to unlearn as well. And at the same time, you need to relearn, right? Like embrace new ways to think in new, the skills. So likewise, just think about learn, unlearn and relearn, because these days within the company, within 99X, we are more, we are discussing these things with all these, the young, the undergraduates, right? To learn, unlearn and relearn. So over to you, Doctor.
Yeah, thank you, Andra. You highlighted very good point and also. So we are briefing all these things at the end, learn, unlearn and relearn, as well as lifelong learning, and same to the soft skills. And the most important thing is what AI brings. We have to understand first to find out what is skills we have to develop. So then we move to the second theme. There are now with our focus on the skill evolution and the adaptation set, let's now turn our attention to how AI is being interacted within the organization. This brings us our second theme, AI in software engineering organization. As AI technologies continues to advance, they present both challenges and the opportunities for the companies. Understanding how organizations are navigating this transition can provide a valuable insight into the practical implementation of the AI adaptation. To explore this, I'd like to ask another two questions. So what challenges and opportunities do you foresee for AI adaptation in your organization? I mean that it may be your organization, your friendly organization, or the organization you know. And how is your organization preparing for AI integration? And what opportunities are rising from the employee? I think at the strategic head, the Hussein, I'd like to start with you for your insight on these questions. Please share your experience regarding the challenges of the AI adaptation in your organization and how you are preparing for this shift. After Hussein next input, so we can go for the other. Hussein, the floor is yours.
Sure, Doctor. Yeah, so I think when initially as well, right, when we started, we did see a few challenges, right? One of the main things was skill gap, right? The rapid pace, like what I mentioned earlier, of AI development means that there is a constant need to upskill the employee. So particularly areas like AI, ML, data science, automation, and so on, right? And then similarly on the data quality and privacy, right? So ensuring the quality and privacy of the data used to train the AI models was a significant challenge as well. So we have to work with clients continuously on data governance and privacy compliance measures to address these concerns. Third, we also were having challenges with integration complexity, right? Incorporating AI into legacy systems and cloud infrastructures were, technically quite complex, and they were requiring a lot of robust frameworks and a clear roadmap, because sometimes it was not very easy to directly, kind of integrate that with some legacy systems. And then finally, we were also looking at a lot of ethical and governance concerns from our clients, right? Ensuring that the AI models are transparent, they are fair and compliant with the regulatory standards, especially in the relevant industries that our clients fall under. So this required a lot of collaboration across multiple teams, which included legal, compliance, in building the trust in the AI systems. Now, obviously from an opportunity standpoint, there were various efficiency gains, right? AI can significantly automate a lot of the repetitive tasks, from the software testing to infrastructure management. And this helps free up the engineering teams to focus on a bit more higher value tasks like innovation and strategic decision making. Now, there were certain new roles that were also created, right, as an additional opportunity, which were not there in the past, right? We are talking about things such as AI specialists, data scientists, and roles that are a little bit more focused on the human to AI collaboration. And then we were also looking at opportunities which were enhancing our existing cloud solutions, right? So especially at Virtusa, we saw opportunities in integrating AI and Gen AI with all our cloud offerings, where the AI and machine learning services were helping our clients and innovate much more faster. Preparing for the AI integration is something that you mentioned earlier as well. And at Virtusa, there are a few things that we looked at, right? We looked at a comprehensive approach where we were investing in the upskilling programs, providing the employees with access to AI and the cloud trainings, which included cloud service provider specific certifications, hands-on workshops in different areas like AI, ML, data analytics, automation. And then we were also embedding AI into many of our service offerings, right? Enabling our teams to gain the practical and real world experience that was useful for them to then implement or embed similar AI technologies into the client projects. So for employees, this kind of opens up new career paths, be it from AI specialists to cloud solution architects with AI expertise. So the focus was on helping our team members transition smoothly into roles where AI is also a key component. And while AI adoption itself presented numerous challenges in skill development and integration, it offered tremendous opportunities for efficiency, innovation, and career growth. So, from a Virtusa standpoint also, we had prepared specifically for this transition by investing in the people and the technologies to ensure that we also remain forward-thinking and competitive in the industry. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hussein. And let's see what Iran is to tell.
Right, yes. As Mr. Hussein said, I mean, at IFS as well, one of the challenges that we faced and we overcame is this skill gap. Because I mean, although we talk a lot about AI, I mean, not very many have that enough competency to work with it. So we had to do a lot of trainings some time back. I mean, like R&D wide, company wide, we did to upskill the organization as a whole. We did that. And the other challenge is to continue that competency throughout the organization. So for that, we took measures in forming several guilds, several forums, and even sort of a champions group. So I think those are the means that we continue now as a whole within IFS, so that we keep the organization updated as possible, because I mean, it's a large organization and not everyone is working on AI, right? But as in general, we all need to maintain a good level of knowledge and competency around AI, because at IFS, what we develop is not consumer AI or general purpose AI, but rather we call it as industrial AI, because we target 6 main global industries when we develop enterprise solutions. So that is one of the challenges that we face, the skill gap, and those are sort of the measures that we have taken to keep the momentum going and keep the competency spread throughout the organization. That's one. And another area I would like to touch is the product. Since we are building enterprise software, I mean, we work with large customers. And our solutions are expensive, right? I mean, they have to pay a lot to buy enterprise solutions. But at the same time, we realized when it comes to AI features, they are more costly compared to other solutions. Why? Because it takes a lot more computational power. So as a challenge, we are working, I mean, to bring the cost and the expenses down of our features, especially when it comes to generative AI related features. I mean, it's costly, right? I mean, it's not cheap. So we think a lot about the return on investment, and when we design and decide of certain domain use cases, we pay a lot of attention there. So to make sure that the return the customers get are higher than what they pay to buy these solutions. And another part that is connected to the product building, I would say it is the governance. Mr. Hussain also touched upon this, the ethics and the governance, because it is, I mean, it's very serious business, right? I mean, when it comes to AI capabilities, if I take an example, like suppose we make a prediction through our solution, right? If that prediction, based on that prediction, that customer might invest more money and take a strategic a way forward, right? So they have invested money based on a prediction that we make. So in future, if that prediction holds, right, then everyone is happy, right? The customer is happy because he or she has invested based on that prediction, and it worked well as predicted. So everyone is happy. But what if things doesn't work as predicted, right? Some social event happens, or some world event happens, and those predictions go wrong, and then who's accountable for that prediction and that customer investing based on that prediction? So there's a lot to there are a lot of gray areas in this spectrum. So at IFS, we have actually formed several organizations to work on this. We call it AI operations and AI transformation. AI operations, they look into these operational challenges that we face. We have formulated the AI governance framework where we think about, because we need to think about the data, right? I mean, who owns the data, who consumes the data, etc. We need to think about the data part, and we need to think about the product. When we develop the product, how customers know, okay, these items are AI generated, right? So we need to think about the product. I mean, we need to think about responsible AI and explainability AI. And then there are legal issues, right? Legal issues in the sense we need to be aware of, like there are contractual implications that might come, so we work on that. And overall, there's process governance. So it's a big initiative that is happening at IFS right now. Responsible AI and the AI governance, because we need to have proper guardrails to make sure that what we build are ethical, and we have clear ownership, and we do clear explainability when we take the solutions to our customers. So those are some of the challenges, and at the same time, I can say, I mean, we convert challenges into opportunities, right? So there are a lot of opportunities that due to that, because we expanded a lot, because we needed to grow more areas, working on not just the engineering pieces, but working on a lot of operational pieces as well.
Okay, thank you, Arani. So two views we got regarding the implementation and the maintenance of the AI in the organization. So I think, Anurag, you also have something to add.
Yeah, I think Irani and Hussain covered almost all the things. So when it comes to the skill gaps, also actually we also identified that the particular training required to the developers. So like understanding the data privacy, or like the GDPR related understanding. So, and apart from that, actually giving the understanding about follow the human in the loop concept. So basically, so as a we're kind of a product engineering company, when we are developing a solution, concept is development task. The assistive tools, not to build a human through this the solutions. So that's the kind of understanding that I need to add what Irani and Hussein already mentioned. Over to you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. So we have covered two more interesting questions, and now we move to the third question. Now, having the discussion, the integration of the AI within the organization, now we focus on the third thing, that is the productivity in software engineering. So we have covered some into extent, but as AI continues to shape the technological landscape, it's crucial to understand its impact on the productivity. AI tools and technologies promise to transform how software engineering teams work, potentially leading to a significant change in development cycles and behavior. Here I have two questions. What measures can companies take to enhance the productivity of the software engineering teams in an AI-driven world? The other one is, do you think AI tools like code generation, automated testing, and RPA, robotic process automation, will lead to faster development cycle? Anurag, let's start with your insight on this question. Please share your thoughts on how companies can enhance productivity in the age of AI, and whether you believe the AI tools will contribute to faster development cycle or not, and so and so. So after Anurag, I can ask the same question from the Iranian Hussein. Anurag, stage is yours.
Thank you, Doctor. So obviously, the companies must adapt to new approaches and tools, as you mentioned. So in order to stay competitive and boost the productivity, right? To maximize the benefits of AI, the organization can implement several strategies to enhance productivity. To implementing the manual testing, debugging, and the deployments, right? So for the moment, I think the Jenkins and Circle CI. So those are having this AI algorithms or the optimized workflows in order to reduce the errors in the production. So and when it comes to the robotic RPA, the robotic process automation, so those tools can automate kind of a non-development task. So like managing the bug reports or the code deployments, or sometimes they generate the reports. So likewise, so we can give the kind of responsibilities to RPA tools, and while the developers could focus on coding or the more, the highly valued tasks. So that also there. And apart from that, the investing in upskilling and training, as we discussed earlier. Obviously, that's very essential, ensuring that teams can understand the things what evolve within the environment, right? Just to get the understanding about the AI or the machine learning, right? So those things also very critical. And apart from that, AI-driven project management tool. I think currently Asana and some of the other project management tools also, helping connecting with these AI tools or the powered by these AI tools. So like just to track the project timelines, optimize resource allocations, or predict the bottlenecks, right? So likewise, so those tools also, they kind of providing a very the significant role in this the arena, right? And for you with all these developments. So as the second question, the AI tools like code generation, automated testing, lead faster, obviously yes, right? So as we discussed, code generation, automated testing, and RPA tools, obviously. So those are the kind of things, this development the arena, so that lead in the kind of a fast iterations or the like quicker release cycles while maintaining the high quality, the improving the team efficiency. So that's the kind of answer.
Thank you, Andra. So I have to add one point. I think that sometimes so if the processes are depend on the AI and other things. So basically AI tools and other things are based on the data set which we are available. But what will happen in the problem solving, the creativity of the human? So don't you think that some problem can be more easily creative than the creatively solved than the AI tool utilization? So in your organization activity like processes, do you think that can you depend on that, or what is your idea?
Yeah, so in my view, actually, for that doctor, it's like this now for the moment. So as one of the other student asked, how this chat GPT train themselves while all the others are asking the question, all the others are moving forward to the chat GPT rather going with the other, the kind of platforms like Stack Overflow, right? If you can remember, when we go to the chat GPT, can I share my screen, doctor? Yeah. So is it possible for me to share the?
Yeah. I agree with you, John. It is given.
You can see, right?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, so basically now for the moment, most of the teams, right now we have a kind of the team, the initiative. So that is Dotitude. So that's the initiative reaching all the university related things. We have a ChatGPT engine built on top of this ChatGPT, right? So we included all the related domain or the related information here for us to for anyone to get the ideas from this one, right? There is there is we kind of a within the organization as well, we are always kind of encouraging the teams to develop or the move forward with particular domain expertise to a particular GPT engines, right? Throughout those the kind of the domain expert knowledge, right? We can retrieve the all the required information from these things, right? I think, did I answer your question, Doc?
Yeah, okay, thank you. So, Erani, I think you have something to add.
Yes. So on the topic of increasing the productivity, right, Doctor? So I would also like to, just like Mr. Anura said, there is developer experience improving tools like GitHub Copilot and embedding certain tools into CI/CD pipelines, etc. Because at the moment, those tools, some of the tools that are out there, it can detect static code analysis as well as certain bugs, security loopholes, etc. as well, and then it suggests how to fix as well, right? So I mean, those things really improve the productivity of our development teams, as well as we use it a lot to generate unit tests, as well as some test case generation into and to documentation purposes as well. Now, we do all of that, keeping that in mind, which Mr. Hussein mentioned, that we should not blindly, make use of what is generated for us by the AI tools. No, but we use it as a body to make us do things faster. That's it. But as developers and as development teams, they need to take the responsibility in what they bring in to our code bases and to our code repositories. So that's on the developer experience side of things. And I would also like to mention some other productivity elements that we have achieved. That is, in our company, we have organizations that include the organization. They need a good documentation. We make use of the chatbot concepts, with the RAG framework, etc., to create co-pilots. So we have a support co-pilot, a consulting organization co-pilot, sales organization co-pilot, and marketing organization a co-pilot as such, where we make use of our existing documentation and the existing knowledge that we have gathered over the period. And then we use those chatbot interfaces to quickly respond to customer queries and questions. That increases a lot of productivity from our end, and that also makes the customer happy, because if a question that a customer asks has already been answered by another department, we can get access. We have access to that knowledge as well. So then, we don't have to reinvent the wheel anywhere. We just share what has already been gathered within the organization to support those customer queries. So that's another a main avenue that we have worked on and we are working on as well. And apart from that, another interesting thing is the operational efficiency. We use to summarize our meeting notes as well sometimes, because there are meetings that we don't get to participate sometimes due to conflicting schedules, etc. But then the meeting notes, etc., we, through GPT, etc., we derive summarization. So we derive summaries and we share with those who cannot take part in the meetings. That also is a small element, but that also improves the operational efficiency a little bit. And one last thing, it's one of my friend who said this, in the future, AI will actually become, like a team member, right? Because AI tools and AI capabilities, that will bring in the high computational power and the analytical power whereas we as humans, we can bring our creativity, so we can brainstorm together. So AI will be like a a team member in future. So yeah, some thoughts from
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Rani. And Hussein, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think from a boosting the productivity, obviously the things like the AI-driven tools, the code generation tools, automated testing, RPA, I think those are kind of given. Upskilling obviously becomes very important also to ensure that the engineers can use all of these tools effectively, and they understand the modules that are being run in the background and so on. The cross-functional collaboration, I think, is very important as well. The collaboration between the AI specialists and engineers to align the AI efforts with the business goals. So the collaboration between the technologists and the business teams, I think, is critical as well to ensure that the productivity of the final output is enhanced. And like nowadays almost everything is on the cloud, right? So usage of cloud to integrate all of these AI ML capabilities, I think, is important as well. And you also mentioned about faster development cycles. Yeah, so AI tools like code generation, automated testing, RPA will definitely lead to faster development cycles by accelerating the code, reducing the errors through the automation. That's also important, and also optimizing the workflows. So yeah, I think that's just something that I wanted to add on top of what has already been discussed. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So I think that we have asked one question from each, and so now I have only two more questions, but with the time limitation, I would like to, if you are answering very short answers, because the next two themes are basically we have covered. So our next theme is new job roles in the AI software, AI and the software engineering. So there I have two questions. What new job roles or professions do you foresee emerging with the growing of the AI? That means what new job roles will come on. And other interesting thing is, will hybrid roles combining AI expertise and software engineering become norm, and how can current engineer prepare? I think Irani, you will start the discussion. I hope that you will give a very short answers, because we have already discussed all these themes with the time limitation. Thank you.
Right. Okay, Doctor. Yes. So, so if I take up on the second question first, will the existing roles, will the norm be a hybrid with the current responsibilities plus some AI enhancements? Definitely, yes. Because as I mentioned in the beginning as well, I mean, how we develop will be changed. Or how we go through this development cycle is impacted because of AI. There are several good examples. I mean, I can take QA, quality assurance or QA engineers as a very good example. Because usually, I mean, we have been testing traditional software, right? Those software, we can call it as deterministic system. When several input A and input B will always result with input C, output C. So if you say it, I mean, for a deterministic system, but when we look at AI systems, these solutions, we call them as non-deterministic, because there can be several answers to certain inputs. I mean, that's how these AI systems work. I mean, a good example is a ChatGPT sort of where we have a chatbot with a large language model behind. I mean, we can ask a question different ways to get to the answer, but the answer itself, I mean, will uphold the truth, but it can be output with different manner, right? So these systems are non-deterministic systems. So how the role of QA is changed over the period to handle this challenged space, right? So that's a very one good example that that comes to my mind directly. And then UI UX designers. Another good example. I mean, I'm taking other roles since we have talked about software engineers quite a lot in this discussion. With AI systems, the user interfaces and the user experience has been more personalized. So that that is changed. And security specialists, right? We know about SQL injections, but now we are faced with the prompt injections as well. So now, I mean, the existing software engineering roles, now they have to be enhanced to incorporate the different challenges that these AI systems bring. I mean, I think all the roles or all the existing roles are definitely impacted, and what is expected is actually a hybrid where you have the role expectation enhanced with handling AI systems or AI solutions. And the new jobs emerging, I mean, obviously there will be, data engineers, data scientists, ML ops engineers, and then AI engineers. I mean, these names as such is a bit, we see different labels, but if you go into the job role specification, then you will realize, I mean, sometimes ML engineer and AI engineer both refer to the same thing, and sometimes not. So, but there will be data engineering side of job roles, data science related new job roles as well, like engineers, I mean, who really work a lot with the large language models as such. And then there are ML ops engineers. And apart from that, research is a very, very key area in this space. So definitely there will be more AI research specialists or, job roles in that line. And apart from that, AI governance specialists, because AI ethics and AI governance, I mean, this responsible AI is a big topic and a very important topic in this space. So we need people who work defining these frameworks and working on those operational things. And apart from that, even the other existing, program manager roles, product manager roles, those will also be enhanced as, AI product owners, AI program managers. Those are some things I see. And especially when it comes to UI UX, there will be human AI interaction specialists. I mean, it's an enhanced version of, I would say, UI UX engineers who know more about social engineering and, I mean, how an AI system should behave as a human, right? I mean, that is the expectation when we build. We need to have a human conversation or human interaction with the systems that we build. So those are some of the emerging roles, and I'm pretty sure there will be like so much more because this space is expanding. These are some of the things that even at IFS we are looking into as emerging job roles.
Okay, thank you, Rani. I think Anura, you can, Anura and Hussein, you can add if there are any missing roles by Rani.
I think Iran covered most of the roles actually. So another things like DevOps engineers, there may be some AI ops, like the engineers who is responsible for automating these operations, right, with this AI, right? So that also can be a kind of a good or the kind of a role we can see in future. So obviously this the hybrid roles and the AI related things likely become more common in future, right? And apart from that, like when it comes to the preparation, right? So as you as we discussed earlier, learn, unlearn, and relearn, and open for, embrace all these new technologies will guide all these undergraduates or the people to, they absorb all these challenges in future. So that is the answer, Doctor.
Thank you, Hussein. Do you feel any other more job opportunities or new roles?
Yeah, I think the new roles, I think a lot has been covered, but I think one thing I want to mention is, apart from new roles, existing roles will also have a lot of AI being required, right? So if you see a lot of the existing roles, software engineers and so on, there are a lot of clients and projects and even the implementation side from our side, where AI is no longer considered an optional skill set, right? That is almost becoming slowly becoming mandatory. So AI is kind of getting embedded in not only the new job roles, but also existing roles, right? So that is one aspect. And then interestingly, on the hybrid roles, I think one example that I would want to give in a particular case study which we have implemented for a customer. So a lead who was working with this particular customer, whose main business is to store documents, physical paper-based documents for their customers for a period of time, depending on regulations and so on. Sometimes physical documents have to be stored for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. So they have like a huge warehouse type of a model where their end customers can put their documents in boxes and they will store them for you, large quantities. So a software engineer from our side, who has been, working with this particular client for many years, came up with this idea. And the reason I'm talking about hybrid is because he recently had started getting trained on AI. And he realized, and he had a passion for drones. So he realized that by using drones to fly around the warehouse and to capture images of boxes that were getting damaged proactively, as opposed to, when someone tries to go and, fetch that box and then realize that, the box has been damaged and all the contents have been damaged. Proactively, the drone sends the footage to an engine and the AI kind of isolates and, specifies which box is starting to get damaged so that a lot of the damage is prevented from the documents inside. So the drone goes or flies around and takes that. And then there is an alert and a ticket that gets opened automatically with the support team saying that this particular damage box looks like it's damaged. Why don't you go and replace it? So that is kind of, based on the ideas of an individual who has already been working with the client. The client was willing to take that as a POC and implement it actually as a full project eventually. So the hybrid roles about, combining that AI expertise with the software engineering becoming the norm, I think we are already seeing that happen. Thanks.
Okay, I think that we have almost all the questions up to now. And same time, we have shared one form with you all the participant. You can give the feedback on the session as well as so the next one is the last question. And meantime, I'd like to invite all the participants to type your questions. What are the questions you have regarding this theme or regarding the future of the computing professional in the AI age? Please type your questions. So we select the questions and we will have another half an hour to answer this question. And now I move to the last question with the panel members. So actually, the future of the software engineering and the AI. So I like to ask this question from the Mr. Hussein. Mr. Hussein, I have two questions. We have already answered this question, but do you think AI will replace the core task of the software engineers, or will it augment and enhance their roles? Or do you see software engineers evolving to work alongside the AI in the areas such as explainability or a human AI interaction design? Actually, we have given this answer we had an answer, but I think like to summarize what we have discussed up to now to these two questions. Thank you.
Sure, sure. Like you mentioned, we have already, answered this. So we'll keep it brief. So AI will definitely augment and enhance, right, rather than completely replace the core tasks of the software engineers. See, while AI can automate the routine tasks like code generation, testing, bug fixing, it can also empower engineers to focus on the higher level tasks that require more creativity, strategic thinking, problem solving, and so on, right? So this is not only evident in software engineers, but in other fields as well, right? So for example, recently we did another project where there was a customer that records all the calls that they get into their call center. And then there was a separate team that was dedicated to randomly listen to the call recordings and understand whether the agent that was taking the call did everything properly, was the client happy with the final outcome, right? And now using AI and generative AI, where the audio recordings can be run through that particular engine, capturing that sentiment analysis and identifying specific areas in the call recording which should be reviewed by a human, drastically reduced the amount of time that was taken by the team to kind of go through each and every call recording. So what happened was, since they were able to reduce the time, they were able to increase the evaluation of the number of call recordings that they were able to. So instead of, for example, each person being able to do 10 per day, they were able to do 100, because now they did not have to go through the entire call recording of 10, 15, 20 minutes voice clip. They only had to review some of those specific areas. So that made it very fast. And then, obviously, from an evolution standpoint, obviously software engineers have to evolve, especially from an explainability standpoint. The AI systems will become more complex, right? But engineers will play a very crucial role to ensure that these systems are transparent and understandable. So, it should not be considered, kind of black box anymore. It should be where the AI is quite transparent. And similarly, from a human AI interaction design perspective also, the engineers will need to focus on designing the interfaces and the interactions that effectively bridge the human and AI systems. So, right, this includes creating user-friendly AI applications and ensuring that the AI tools are intuitive and meeting the user's needs, to ensure that also that they work on enhancing the usability and the accessibility of the AI technologies to improve the user's end-to-end experience. So while AI will handle a lot of the routine aspects of the software development, it will create opportunities for engineers to engage in tasks that require human judgment, right? Creativity, and very important ethical considerations. So even at Virtusa, we are equipping our engineers with the skills to integrate the AI into their workflows, but also to excel in the roles that require collaboration between the humans and AI. So ensuring that, they in their own field are at the forefront. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Irani and Anurag, do you have to add something?
I can add something very briefly. I mean, just touching upon something that was mentioned earlier. I think it was Mr. Hussain who mentioned that will AI replace humans? Not really. Or I mean, it will be a long shot if that happens. But what will happen soon is that those individuals and those companies who knows how to make use of AI, they will definitely replace others in the competition. So that's why, I mean, we as individuals and we as companies need to stay relevant, need to know what AI brings and how to make use of AI into our day-to-day operations and to what we build and how we build. So as I mentioned, I mean, it will impact how we build things and what we build. something that AI brings to the table that is different than the traditional software is this data aspect, because that's what DevOps and MLOps are different, because DevOps work with the sort of set of data, but then MLOps, it's the continuous flow of data, and we have to deal with a continuous flow with data. And when you say data, there is the data biasness that we need to work on or think about, and the ethics and the governance and the guardrails that we need to put around. So overall, in general, I mean, it will definitely affect all of us in this software engineering profession. All the roles will have to, welcome and shape ourselves with the necessary AI skills and the tools, so that as individuals we be more productive and ready for this disruption that is happening with the AI. And continuous learning, I mean, since it is the undergraduates, I just want to recap the importance of the continuous learning aspect and the other soft skills. Just apart from the technical knowledge, I mean, the problem solving skills, the critical thinking, and the importance of communication and the continuous learning, I mean, that will play a huge role, us being ready to face this disruption. Yeah.
Thank you, Anura. Do you? So we have to move to the question and answering session. Actually, now we have almost 3-4 questions students have sent, but I think that's enough for the rest of the time. So the first question is regarding the job security strategy, or what are detailed jobs security strategy, or the demand for the new jobs, and how the particular jobs can be demanded, and what are the jobs are going to be fade away. That kind of problems are with the students. I mean that Anura can give you the answer, or Irani or Hussein.
I'll start. Yeah, I'll start. So as Mr. Hussein clearly mentioned earlier, so professionals who are using the AI tools, so that will definitely will be there, right? So if you're not using that AI tool, so if you're not comfortable with the AI technologies, will be definitely replaced. So that's the kind of a key, the element that we need to understand here. So in general, so AI will enhance this software engineering by automating tasks, right? And providing advanced tool for the developments, and so providing all the help to the industry. So therefore, we as undergraduate, or we as industry, need to be ready in order to learn, unlearn, and relearn these things, and be relevant in the current the ever changing the IT industry. So thanks.
Small thing, if I may add there, that is, if we as knowledge workers, we just have to make sure always that we are not doing something repetitive, because the job roles that does repetitive tasks, those are the job roles that will definitely face a challenge in the future. So just make sure, I mean, when we do work, I mean, when you guys join the industry as well, just look into what you do, and always see whether you are adding value and you are not doing anything that can be automated, because automation will definitely happen. I mean, we are in the era of AGI, artificial general intelligence. It has not met to its limit, but it is going there. So definitely automation will replace all the repetitive work. So just make sure that you are adding value, not doing anything repetitive.
Okay, Sabir, do you have something?
Yeah, I'll just add one point. So I think whenever we get a CV from anyone, right, the distinction apart from the core technical areas is, has this person, even if it is not required, specifically in their existing job role or as a fresher? Have they started looking at AI and Gen AI on an individual basis or at a project level basis, right? And when we see, resumes and CVs like that, those get brought up on top of the pile and the others get pushed down, right? And eventually a lot of the ones that get pushed down eventually not be considered at all. So it's important that while you are training yourself, getting the certifications and so on, make sure that you update your resumes and your CVs to highlight that very clearly and very explicitly, right? And of course, it shouldn't be where the entire CV is about that, but just bring that up, because sometimes what I have seen is students and others have done a lot of investment in terms of time and effort on getting themselves trained, certified, doing a lot of hands-on projects, workshops, but they don't put that properly in the resumes and CVs. So just make sure that you do when you're doing that, because that will help you get, selected, whether it is an AI specific role or whether it's a generic role, but now, you are bringing in AI angle into that as well. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Another set of questions I've been asking regarding the ethics. So ethics and the AI, some are having the problem is how the ethics is going to be applied in the AI, or as the industry, are we going to accommodate the ethics, or what kind of, this is a dilemma, right? So how that problem is the ethical factor effect on the AI, that is interesting to the most of our participants, because they have seen a number of questions regarding the ethical factor of the AI. So you can answer my question. One of you can answer my question. Thank you.
I think from
Yeah. Okay.
since it okay, I mean, I can give my view very quickly. That is ethics. Yes, very important, because AI it's based on data, right? I mean, data, I would say, is the lifeblood. So if we use the right unbiased data, then our predictions and then the outcome of what we have built using that data will be unbiased. So that's where this dilemma comes in. Finding data is very difficult. So that's something we believe in at IFSS. I mean, we need to spend good time finding good data, because at the end of the day, if we don't work on a balanced data set, then we will have some, garbage out. So ethics in the sense with regard to data, that's one thing. And I would again just would like to recap our AI governance model that we use. I mean, we put a lot of focus on data and how we build the product and how we make things explainable as well. Because suppose someone, I mean, if I ask a question from Mr. Anura, let's say, and he will give me an answer, and I might want to know, more details from him to be convinced on that, right? So similarly, when we work with the AI solutions as well, this explainability part is very important, because if I say, I mean, if our computer system, I mean, through our prediction, if we say, okay, you need to invest more on your production in the coming 6 months, then the customer ought to know, okay, why do you predict that, right? So explainability is another side of this AI ethics as well. And that's how I see it. I mean, we need to emphasize and we need to think more on the data unbiasedness, as well as we need to give proper explainability when we build systems in AI, so that we maintain good level of transparency when we build AI solutions. And that is from the product point of view, I understand.
So based on the Iranian question, I have a question from the Hussein. So you are mostly you have bridged the technical expertise in the strategic business growth. So we know that strategically if a business want to grow, they have to break the ethical something into some extent. So what do you feel about that? So how that AI
Yeah,
is
definitely, right? Yeah. I think, see, this is a dilemma, and this is one of the reasons why you will see a lot of the large corporations and enterprises that we work with mainly are not jumping immediately and very quickly into using AI and GenAI, because they want to make sure that some of these things have been processed properly. There is governance in place. There is maybe even regulations in the different industries that they are working to manage a lot of these things, because it's almost like giving something to someone, saying that, okay, here's a whole lot of data. See, data security and so on is still something that you can manage. You can put it within a VPC, and you can kind of safeguard your data. But the model that has been trained using certain set of data and parameters, and how you get the responses out of that, and how then the human uses that response in their day-to-day life, is becoming the concern of the area, right? The data accuracy, like Irani mentioned, also is there, and that is something that is being worked on. That is there, or that has been there for some time, even previously, where data warehousing, visualization, all of that was also coming into play. But when it comes to Gen AI and AI, it was becoming enhanced. So that focus is also there. But then how does responses taken out that have been given by the trained models? And I'll give a very interesting example. So we're working on for a particular healthcare related insurance client. And one of in some kind of a testing mechanism that we were doing, there was one requirement to tweak some of the biasness of the responses, right? So there was a question that these are just test prompts that we had created for test to ensure that there is no hallucination, right? So one of the questions were related to pregnancy, and as expected, the statistics and the data that came out, spoke about majority, or a very big majority, almost 99% being, female related, right? But then we tweaked the bias. And obviously the model didn't realize that, there is an almost impossible scenario where males will become pregnant, right? But because we tweaked the bias, it started giving responses along that line. And we had to ensure that then we relooked at the entire training of the models, the responses that it came out, to ensure that we also don't increase the biasness in certain ways, or reduce the bias, or try to reduce the biasness where the response becomes extremely inaccurate, and then the whole purpose of the exercise doesn't make sense. So that entire process about trying to fix something from one side, break something else, especially when it comes to governance and biased responses or unbiased responses, is something that we had to take care of. And it's a good thing that a lot of these things get highlighted during the testing phase. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So now we have the one last question. I asked Andrew to give his thoughts, because he's almost, I think, that he's handling the industry, the university relationship. So the education and the training resources. I think that is you are going to give you a very brief answer for this one. Thank you.
Doctor, can you repeat the question? I didn't get you.
So what are the educational and training resources available for the AI training, AI education for the students who are ready into the industry?
Okay, right.
So what
basically,
kind of certification they should take, like that kind of idea?
okay. So after this discussion, I'll share kind of a list of things. Like basically, a few things come into my mind. Like when you are doing a research, right? There are kind of a platforms that you can connect or get all the details, and just to have a chat with that particular research papers, right? Like I can remember Typeset or some kind of a platform. Typeset.io, typeset.org, right? So likewise, there are a couple of the platform that you have in order to get the support from get the required information, and at the same time you have the AI or the AI the powered chatbots in order to having the discussions or the chats using those the particular research papers. So likewise, there are a couple of areas. So I'll share the list of the things with the audience, Doctor. So after this discussion.
Okay. Right. So again, I'm requesting the students to fill the form in this one. So I think so. Then, as we have wrapped today's line discussion, it's time for the final reflection. I think that we have journeyed through the impact of the AI in software engineering, exploring the how professional can stay ahead of the curves and tackle productivity boost, examining new job roles, and envisioning the future of engineering in an AI-driven world. Now let's hear your final thoughts of the big picture. What your key takeaway from today's conversation, and how do you see the future of the software engineering evolving in the AI? Andra, I think let's kick things off with you. Please share your closing thoughts. After Andra, please Erani and Hussein, please give your final takeaway message to our audience. Andra, take it away, please.
So to wrap up, actually AI presents an exciting opportunity for software engineers. Right? Now, they collaborate with the technology, boost efficiency, and now unlock all these new the possibilities. Right? For all of us in Sri Lanka, especially the undergraduates like you, this is a kind of a the pivotal moment. Right? The human capital is one of the the country's greatest asset, right, for attracting foreign investments or the foreign currency. So the simply finding the solution for the current crisis we are having, right? So on the other hand, this is kind of this will be an opportunity to answer for a national need, right? By focusing on upskilling the areas like the AI, machine learning, data science, or whatever, right? So we can position Sri Lanka as a the global tech leader, right? Helping to secure a kind of a brighter future for the country as well as all of us, right? So my request, actually, apart from that, I have another request as well. If you are a kind of interested in, connecting with the industry, I'll share a link with all of you. So this is our the labs URL for you. So 99 labs.99x.io, just go through it and see there are a lot of opportunities for you to connect with us, right? We are doing very interesting projects within the organization and with the help of the university students as well. We have a couple of projects related to single language support, the platform building kind of a thing. And we have a platform called DevGrade just to the review the software engineers. We are having a kind of AI adoption as well for that. So likewise, there are a lot of small or sometimes it's a large scale projects also happening. So I'm requesting you to connect with the industry, right? Now we have the other two companies as well. So when I can say, actually, I would like to, conclude this with a quote from Charles Darwin's theory of, the natural selection, right? So as Charles Darwin clearly mentioned, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, right? Nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change, right? I think you know the understanding or you get the feeling of that, right? So let's embrace this change. Let's rise to the challenges, and we'll work together in order to make Sri Lanka a key destination in this fourth industrial revolution. So thank you very much, Doctor, for the opportunity.
Okay, I think Irani also conclude.
Yes. And I'll take an opening from what Mr. Anura mentioned. That is, I believe we should always prepare for the worst Because if we are prepared for the worst, whatever comes, then we are ready. So will AI replace SC professionals? Don't know. But if we are prepared for that, if we stay relevant as individuals and as companies, I mean, then we will definitely, make sure that we continue to thrive in this space. So that's one thing. And the other thing that came to my mind is when it comes to AI, I will take a quote from Spider-Man movie. Uncle Ben said, great power comes with great responsibility. So AI is a very good example because we are predicting things. So we have to be responsible for that as well. So working with AI that adds that level of responsibility. So we need to make sure that we are ethical in what we do as well. So we need to own what we do. So that's the second thing. And finally, from IFS point of view, what I would like to add is IFS being a large company, but in Sri Lanka, it was IFS had IFS has this AI team, but Sri Lanka wasn't known for AI, for IFS. But from last year, we started a team, and we are growing rapidly. So just would like to share my experience. I mean, I find fantastic talent in Sri Lanka. So we have a really good opportunity to make Sri Lanka known for AI. And that's something I'm trying at IFS, and that's something I'm working actively at IFS as well. So I have seen the talent, so I know how good the people here in Sri Lanka, I mean, the fresh graduates and those who are experienced as well, I mean, fantastic. So I invite all the graduates, I mean, to think of this, because industry will definitely change and impact because of AI. Make sure that you stay relevant. There's plenty of resources out there. So do not make that an excuse, because there's plenty of things that if you want, there's things out there. So I wish all of you all the best. And thank you, Mr. Pradeep, for this wonderful opportunity as well.
Okay, Mr. Hussein.
Sure. Thanks, Dr. Pradeep. And I kind of second everything that Anur and Irani have mentioned, especially in terms of reaching out. I put my LinkedIn as well in the chat window. So if anyone has or requires any assistance, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. That's one of the easiest and best platforms to keep in touch. But just to conclude, right? So I think from an AI's impact on software engineering, I think that is undeniable. We see that AI will not replace the software engineers, but rather transform their roles in a very profound way, right? Automating the routine tasks which the engineers do. This will free up their time to focus on the strategic, creative, or the ethical aspects of the development, right? So of course, this presents both challenges, but also incredible opportunities like we discussed earlier. So some of the key takeaways that I want to quickly mention is, augmentation over replacement, right? So AI will enhance, but it will not replace. And then similarly, from a skill standpoint, engineers must embrace the lifelong learning, continuous learning in their areas of expertise, but also bring in the AI, ML, data science, human AI interaction aspects to stay relevant, right? Upskilling and the cross-skilling knowledge will become crucial because AI will become more and more integrated into the software development on a going forward basis. The ethical and the collaborative design also remains, right? The future will require engineers to focus on making AI systems more explainable and also design designing the user-centered AI interactions, right? So ethical considerations will also become paramount, but ensuring that AI technologies are developed and used responsibly. And finally, the opportunities for growth itself with the new roles that are coming in, the new career paths, but keeping in mind that even for existing roles, AI will become a very crucial aspect. So by preparing for all of these changes, the engineers can leverage AI to kind of drive the innovation and lead in the new areas of development, especially in Sri Lanka. And I just want to conclude by reiterating what I mentioned in the start, where I said that, you know, AI will not replace software engineers, but professionals using AI effectively will replace another professional who is not using AI. Thanks again, Dr. Pradeep, in inviting me for this session today. It was really interesting. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Hussein. I think Iran should also upload her link, WhatsApp or something. Then our students can connect with them, right? So finally, we have spent, I think all the team members, all the participants have invested 2 hours of their valuable time to your future. So thank you very much. So thank you all for engaging the thoughtful talking discussion. We have covered a lot of the ground today, from the impact of the AI on software engineering to how professionals can stay ahead of the future of the industry. So we have discussed regarding the skills. So basically, the biggest question we had, what AI brings to know, what AI brings. We should understand first to develop our skills against the AI. So then again, skills develop, take it the 2 sides, technical skills and the soft skills. Basically, soft skill, it highlights that ability to learn. So that is the most important thing. Later it highlighted like learn, unlearn, and relearn. New words for me also. So then the organization readiness for the AI. So we found that all the none like all other institutions or the other professions, software engineering organizations are jump and utilize all the AI technologies. So therefore, our students or the young professions, they have to follow all these AI tools. As well as the productivity, we found that all the organization utilize AI tools for their productivity, and sometimes they have challenges. So I feel that if, as young professionals, if you are looking for what are the challenges the organizations are feeling, that is the opportunity to you to join that organization, giving them the solution. And the roles. So what I found, the nice thing, Mr. Hussein also at the last mentioned that no one can replace by someone else. So therefore, have your skills. So that is our main themes under the discussion. So a big thank you three, the panel, for sharing your expertise and insight. Anuradhikari from the 99Next, Irani Shikanta from the IFS, Hussein Sabir from the Virtusa. So my big thanks to you all. Your input has been incredible value and has given us a lot to think about. We navigate the future of the technology. So that's the finish. Now I'll pass it over to Uvini to guide us to the next part of our event. Uvini, it's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pradeep, and to all our esteemed speakers for the insightful session. On behalf of the Faculty of Computing and the Organizing Committee of the 17th KDU International Research Conference, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to Mr. Anuradhikari for sharing his expertise on how AI is influencing professional success in the industry. Ms. Irani Srikanthan for her invaluable insights into the evolving role of software engineers and the growing synergy between AI and human expertise. And finally, Mr. Hussein Sabir for offering us a deep dive into the architectural perspective on AI's transformative impact. Your contributions today have not only enriched our understanding but have sparked important discussions about the future of AI in software engineering. We are truly grateful for your time and the knowledge you share. At this point, it is my honor to present each of you with a digital token of appreciation as a small gesture for our gratitude for your invaluable participation and contributions to this event. Mr. Anuhadikari, on behalf of Faculty of Computing, can you please accept this token of appreciation?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, Ms. Iran Srikanth, on behalf of the Faculty of Computing, I'm giving you this token of appreciation. Can you accept this?
Yeah, thank you.
Finally, Mr. Hussain, this is for you.
Thank you very much.
So thank you again to our speakers, moderator Dr. Pradeep, and all the participants who joined us virtually for today's session. With that, I officially close today's workshop. We look forward to seeing you at future sessions of the conference. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. All the best. Bye-bye.